Hey everyone, welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen. Today we have a reading for you about somebody who I think has been pretty accustomed to living a very fancy lifestyle. We have the privileged lady. It doesn't have to be about someone who is a woman, but I do feel like this is highlighting that we have a person who has had the finer things in life, but there is a change on the horizon. This person is going to have an adjustment. Maybe they're not getting paid as much. Maybe they have to pay more for the same things. But we have this person having kind of like a rude awakening. Maybe there's an end of a relationship, but their financial situation changes and they have to, sacrifice a few things that they might have gotten used to. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time or a lot. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can also find my members information or how to become a member in the description box alongside that email address, as well as a link to my Etsy shop if you're interested in my soy candles. Let's dive in. We're going to go with the Marigold Tarot and see what else we've got. You may notice this is pre-recorded. I'm going to do a few live premieres while I have to step away for a little bit. But by this point, I'm pretty confident that I am missing you terribly. All right, what else do we have? We have the Four of Rings or the Four of Pentacles and Judgment in the reverse. This feels to me like a bad gamble, a risk in finances that does not pay off, investing in a company that doesn't have a good idea or isn't well run, or buying a lottery ticket and it doesn't win you anything. Ten of Wands in the reverse, Six of Swords, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So this is what somebody's doing in order to salvage or save a business or a living situation, maybe even a marriage. But what really ends up happening is they expedite the problems showing up on their doorstep. So this is like if you were to double down on a bet and your desperation all-time high, and then you lose everything because you doubled down. Knight of Cups in the reverse, the Moon. But I don't want to tell anybody what happened. I don't want to confess that I lost all of my money. I have to keep it secret. Even though I'm upset and I feel like everything is going wrong, I'm going to slap on a smile and convince everything or everyone around me that there's nothing wrong and everything is groovy. Except for it's not. They are like really struggling with this news. What else? Page of Cups, Death, and the Hermit. Oh. I think this is someone who was in a relationship with a person who was funding their lifestyle. So for some of you, this could be a person who has actually passed away. And because they passed away without marrying or adding any kind of provisions for this person in their will, their romantic partner is left kind of reeling, trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to move to? How am I going to deal with this? Now I have to pay for this. They were used to being taken care of, and now they're not going to be anymore. For others of you, this is a divorce or a breakup. And that relationship, or maybe even going no contact with a family member that was funding, your living situation or your school. Now we have someone who's thinking, crap, it's just me, myself, and I. I am responsible for figuring out how to pay the bills, how to put food on the table, how to make sure that there is electricity. They're struggling a little bit to keep it together and stay in a good mood because everything has changed. The rug has been pulled out from underneath them. Empress in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Wow, you could not get any nastier if you tried. Empress, Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Heavy emotional manipulation. Heavy lack of concern for other people. So this would be like your long-term boyfriend or girlfriend passes away. They had ownership over the house, or they paid all the bills, and now we have this disgruntled or distrusting adult child who is perhaps executor on the will, who says, I need you to move out in about 4 hours. Can you do that? This is not compassionate, not considerate, not allowing for someone to grieve, or not allowing for someone to accept that this relationship is over or that this person is gone. So it feels a bit rushed or rude. This is the Witch's Tarot. What else do we have? 4 of Pentacles in the reverse, Prince of Cups, and the 2 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, there's someone who did not plan for difficulties ahead. You know, I didn't think I would need to worry about that. I didn't think I'd need to save up money for, rent in 6 months or, 6 days. I thought that everything was taken care of, so I didn't really do any planning ahead of time, or, ask my partner if they had any provisions or references to, this person can stay in the house for this long. This is someone who's looking at, basically, you're not in the will, you don't matter, and we're excited to sell that house, so you're going to need to get out. Or that car was purchased by, your ex, and now they need you to return it. You don't get to have that car anymore. There's a shift here because of that relationship ending or someone passing away, and it impacts the financial security and possibly even someone's ability to get to and from work. We've got the Tower, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. The Tower is in the reverse. There's someone here who is extremely stubborn and also greedy. They want to enact some sort of boundaries here, or kick someone out, or hey, we're going to evict you. This is just kind of heartless how they're approaching things, and it's all because they just want to cash in as soon as possible, or they feel like it's just kind of an annoyance that they have to deal with this in the first place. So we have the Page of Wands, or the Princess of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Swords. Someone feels trapped by the law, or trapped by someone's inability to anticipate that things could get tricky. So it feels like I'm telling the same story or the same predicament to multiple people, saying, hey, do you have anything that could potentially help? Do you know of any place that is available on short notice for rent? Do you have a car I could purchase for $60? $60, Carmen? Why would you say that? Because I, at one point, purchased an Oldsmobile for $60. Was it a good looking, well running one? No. But it was $60. We've got the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands. The King of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is someone who could choose to be gracious or considerate after a breakup or the passing of somebody that was a romantic partner. But instead, they're demanding, it's like, here's what you need to do and the time by which you need to do it. And I know it's not going to be enough time, but I don't really care. They're not concerned about this other person. It's just, how quickly can I make money off of this? And you're in my way. But I don't know. I feel like there is some issues or some problem this Empress in the reverse is going to encounter because of how they're approaching the situation. It's like they've irritated the universe with this. let's go with the energy oracle. What else do we have about this unreasonable Empress in the reverse? Fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. The fifth chakra is the solar plexus. This talks about self-definition, how somebody sees themselves. This is someone who sees themselves as like Scrooge. This could be a very materialistic individual, someone who really only thinks about money, and they're dealing with a person who is not that type. So maybe it's been difficult to manage money. Maybe it's been difficult to earn money. But we have a person who sees others as numbers, not individuals. And that's why they're a bit heartless when they're saying, yep, time to go, or give that back. That's not yours. I don't care if you have sentimental attachment. I don't care if you got another place to go. Ain't my problem. Adios. They don't care. All right. Let's get a few from the Golden Art Nouveau. What else do we have? Emperor, Chariot in the reverse, Eight of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So this person's not coming back. This person's not in charge anymore. This person doesn't get to make the decision. I'm the new sheriff in town. I'm the person whose name is on the deed, or I'm the person who owns that car you're driving, and you're going to need to give it back. Maybe this is just somebody who's dealing with some repossessed purchases. Maybe this is somebody who didn't think that things would change. But I feel like there is kind of like a, oops, I probably should have planned a little bit for myself, or I should have talked to my partner about this, because now I'm just kind of not sure which direction to go, not sure how I can resolve this. Six of Pentacles, sorry, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. So we have somebody who is basically saying, I don't have a job, or I don't have any prospects. I didn't realize that I was going to need to be so concerned about finances. I was used to somebody who is taking care of the bills that were associated with my lifestyle. So now I have to think quick on my feet, figure out a place to live, figure out how I can make some money. Maybe talk to some friends, see if there's a couch I can hang on to or sleep on for a little while. Because I'm dealing with someone who doesn't seem to have any compassion or patience, and they don't want to allow me any breathing room to make these changes in a more comfortable time frame, 4 hours. Let's go. What else do we have? Two of Cups in the reverse. This could just be an angry person who's kicking out their ex. I know I've been taking care of you for a while, but party's over, gotta go. Here's your stuff, get out. There's disregard for, I don't know what you're gonna say, I don't know how you're gonna handle it, but it's not my problem. It's your problem. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Selfishness, greed, lack of consideration. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Somebody who's like jumping to conclusions or speaking before they really know what they're speaking about. And maybe even changing the locks or addressing, like administrative stuff. This person's removed from the account. They don't have access. If they call in, let them know that we're happy to get the lawyer involved. This is very like seats taken. You can't come in. Access denied. Oops. This is the Star Trek Tarot. What else do we have? We have Judgment. Six of Latinum, or the Six of Pentacles. I feel like for many of you, this is about inheritance. Or change of ownership. Breakup of a relationship that had been in place for a long time. Someone who is overly moody or taking out their frustrations on a pretty innocent party, it would seem. We have the Nine of Cups or Nine of Starships, the Seven of Cloaks or Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Emperor. So I know you're upset. I know this isn't what you want, but this is what I need, and therefore that's how I'm going to do it. I know that what I want to do is going to upset that person, but that's just how it is sometimes. I've got some rules, or I've got a schedule to keep. I've got some, boat to buy, so give me your money. I don't care if I leave a problem behind. I don't care if it makes your life difficult. I'm just moving up in the world and, taking all my money with me. Nine of Latinum, or the Nine of Pentacles. Hierophant in the reverse. If this is an inheritance or like an ownership of property, I feel like if you were to talk to, how do I say this? If this is someone who's passed away, I feel like it is not in the spirit of how they would want things done, but someone's greed is the only thing that really matters. If this is a relationship that ended, we have somebody who has basically decided everything is cut down the middle. I don't care if I used to consider you, this or that, and now I don't treat you with those, the type of respect I did before. Now I'm okay with making your life more difficult. There's heartlessness here. King of Cups or King of Starships and the World in the reverse. But there's something here that doesn't go to plan, something they mess up. Maybe they're filing some sort of complaint and they don't sign it, or they file it too late, or they do it the wrong way. There's something here that happens to cause a delay or frustrates this greedy person. And it could be, oh wait, there's another last will and testament. So before you so hastily kick this person out, it looks like that person actually did think of some provisions or, make an addendum to make clear that their partner would need to be accommodated or taken care of in some way. There's new information that shows up or a wrinkle in their plans, and now all of a sudden they don't get to control things the way that they wanted to. This person was trying to take more than what they should, or was trying to punish this other person. And I feel like they're going to find out that it's not as easy to get away with that or to do that as they thought it was. This is the Voyage of the Soul. What else do we have? Summon, spell, attract, lure, ritual, manipulation. We have someone who is trying to manipulate. They thought they could charm their way through a particular process or make it so that maybe the second will wasn't discovered, or they could kick someone out so quickly and then separate those two people so they never see each other again. It's something rather controlling. But because someone's in the right place at the right time, they find this other will, or they find, this isn't exactly how things are supposed to be. So we need to make sure we're on the right page. Let's make sure that we have a good understanding here. The energy doesn't support somebody's manipulation. Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of serendipity, or wow, how did that happen? And it enables the right course of action to happen. The person who shouldn't be kicked out on their own, left without any resources, there is a provision for them. So it's just a matter of getting through the kind of combative, argumentative, defending what you feel is yours kind of thing. before this person who's been trying to manipulate the situation is exposed. And then we've got a chance at things actually being made fair instead of ruining someone's day. So I like that. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.